Langfuse prompt management is a systematic approach to storing, versioning, and retrieving prompts in LLM applications. I'll give you a quick tour of how this works and then dive deeper into some of the more advanced features. We can understand how prompt management works by using our interactive demo, where when we, for example, ask, how does prompt management work? This agent uses prompt management to actually get its agent prompt and then use tools to answer the question by the user. This agent is traced by Langfuse and uses prompt management. So if we go to the Langfuse interface and then open the most recent trace, we can see that it did basically 2 LLM calls and a tool call. And the LLM calls use this prompt, which basically guides the model to be a friendly Langfuse representative. And this is managed by a Langfuse prompt management in the Langfuse Docs Assistant Text Prompt, version 1. This is a pretty new demo that we just created and launched yesterday. So this prompt is still a bit simple. We can use prompt management now to make it more advanced. So let's create a new version. So I basically extracted some of the guidelines for the agent into this bulleted list. And we could, for example, now also include additional config with just like an arbitrary JSON object, which can, for example, be used to version control the model if we wanted to. It's not needed for this application, but something might be relevant for your application. And add a commit message of adding guidelines. We can review the changes, which gives us a diff view of the before and after, and we can save the new version. This new version now has the latest tag available, and we can directly see the differences and can always switch back to this diff view as well to check out what changed in a specific version and who changed it. So this is me. As we want to try this, and this is like a very simple app, we can just directly deploy it to production by hitting production and save and promote to prod. In more complex scenarios, you can define custom deployment labels for staging environments, specific customers, do like prod A, prod B splits for A/B testing. So yeah, like prompt labels are really, really helpful to deploy prompts into different environments. So let's now use the application again, and we'll see that it uses a new version. So when you go back to the prompt management after retriggering the application and our link generations, we can see now we already made LLM codes which are related to the new version, and can from here jump back to the trace of where I now asked, summarize this, and we got a response, but the prompt now already includes these guidelines that we presented. If we use Langfuse for version control here and add, for example, metrics, let's, for example, add user feedback to the application. You can then switch to the metrics tab in order to see the breakdown of different metrics, where the 2 versions now, for example, for the user feedback score, the new version that we just released has an average of 0 because I only used it once and I downvoted the response. So we have only negative user feedback for this new version. You can see, like, if you use prompt management more extensively, these averages and the different token counts or costs actually have some kind of like insights for you. Langfuse prompt management has tons of different features. I already highlighted version control. You can use it to compose prompts, so basically embed prompts in other prompts to be a bit more structured in how you manage your prompts. You can embed message placeholders. So for example, here we have this chat history within a prompt that can then be filled in at runtime. You can always jump to the playground. And something that often comes up is caching, where the question is, does Langfuse prompt management actually add any latency to my application? Here the answer is, like, in 99.9% of cases, Langfuse adds 0 latency and 0 uptime issues. And there are ways to actually get this down to like 100%, because when you call get prompt via the application, so when you integrate Langfuse, basically you get the prompt by calling Langfuse get prompt. and specifying which prompt you want to get, and optionally which kind of label you want to get. Then the Langfuse SDK caches the version of the prompt locally and will immediately return the prompt version. In case the cache is stale, it will revalidate whether there's a new version with the Langfuse API, but will always return the current version to your application, meaning it is always available, and every minute the Langfuse SDK refreshes with the API whether there's a new version available within the Langfuse interface. On application start, this cache is not populated, but you can pre-populate it if you want it via the prefetch documentation. So just check out how this works. And if you have any questions or concerns, always feel free to reach out to us via GitHub discussions or other support channels. There are a lot of more features of Langfuse prompt management that we don't have time today to go through. I would invite you to check out the documentation and basically get started with it, because initially moving a prompt to prompt management should be able to collaborate with your team on it should only take a couple of minutes. And from there onwards, you can incrementally adopt it.